Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, what a day. What a day it has been for the last day of the league phase of the Champions League, in which I told you guys yesterday that today was going to be a day full of emotions, full of drama, full of ups and downs in the table, and that's exactly what we got. And as a Barcelona fan, everything went exactly to perfection. Everything we needed to finish into the top 8 happened today. And Barcelona finished in 5th in the league phase of the Champions League. No playoffs for Barcelona. But guess who's getting playoffs? Guess who has to play a playoff? The team that were making fun of us when we were in 9th. When we had to play the playoffs at one point. They were making fun of us. They feel so secure, open-minded. Oh, we're top 8. Oh, Arbeloa. Oh. Our biggest ops finishing. They finished in 9th. Oh my God. What a day it has been. Literally right after the Barca game, I went to tune into the Benfica game just to see Madrid lose. But at the same time, I've totally forgot about the fact that Benfica needed to get something from that game in those last minutes to get through to at least the playoffs of the Champions League. They were tied in points when they were winning 3-2 against Real Madrid, and Marseille was getting through. I don't know why, because they were in the same points, the same goal difference. I don't know if it was because of goal scored. I don't know what the case may be, but Benfica needed one more goal. And I reacted live on stream. The last goal scored from their goalkeeper to get them through into the playoffs for the Champions League. You know, fair enough to Benfica, fair enough to Jose Mourinho, showing that class is permanent and gets a massive result against his old team. But man, what a day it has been. Everything went exactly to perfection for Barcelona to finish into the top 8 and our biggest ops again, like PSG as well. You motherfucker. Yeah, PSG. Oh, look, we beat Barca. Oh, we beat Barca. And now look at you guys. Playoffs for you guys. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to quickly talk about what happened today with Barcelona. We're going to quickly talk about what happened today overall when it comes to all the fixtures and all the games that happened for Barcelona to thankfully finish into the top 8 of the Champions League. Let me take my glasses off because I can't see jack shit. But today, Barcelona get a massive win against Copenhagen at home at the Camp Nou. A 4-1 win. Goals from Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Marcus Rashford. And the lineup that Hansi Flick decided to go for was Joan Garcia in goal, backline of Jules Koundé, Paco Barci, Gerard Martin, Alejandro Balde, midfield of Eric Garcia, Dani Olmo, Fermín López, and up top, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal. All right, so from the lineup that I predicted from yesterday, from the preview, I had said I wanted Bernat to start this game, but I had a feeling that Casado was going to start this game and had Eric Garcia in the center back role because Eric Garcia has been very solid as playing as our center back, so I wanted to continue seeing him play in that role. But Hansi Flick decided to go for something he's tried in the past, something I guess he feels more secure going with, considering at one point we didn't have Frankie and Pedri at the same time, and that's the exact same midfield that he went with. Most predominantly against Athletic Club when we returned to the Camp Nou, we didn't have Frankie, we didn't have Pedri, and this is the midfield he went up with. So I guess he just wanted to trust his midfield yet again, since Pedri and Frankie were unavailable for this game. And we saw in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best choice because that first half, the midfield was all over the place. It was non-existent, basically, and obviously changes needed to be made. But yeah, I mean, I guess solid enough. And Gerard Martin, we already know he's been pretty solid playing as a left center back, so I wouldn't have much complaint at all. But for the most part, again, we're going against Copenhagen. As much as they needed to win as well to try and stay in the Champions League as well, for the most part, we have better players. We have a better team. We have better personnel. We should be winning this game. No problems. No excuses at all. And then we get into the game. And what the hell was that first half? I've said that now for the last 2 games. Against Slavia Prague and now in the weekend against Real Oviedo. And now today as well. I'm saying the same thing the last 3 games now for Barcelona. What was that first half? I don't know what we're doing for because these last games, we just been going into the first half, starting out the game with no intensity. It looks like they're not up for the occasion. I don't know what the case may be with this Barcelona side. But first half have been garbage. In this first half today, that was the clear way to explain this first half. Garbage from Barcelona. The only players I could give any type of credit was Lamine Yamal and Cubarsí, who I thought were very solid. But the rest of the team, non-existent, nowhere near good enough. But yeah, that first half, obviously Copenhagen get their first goal from a Terrible loss of possession for Barcelona. Jules Koundé attempts a pass to Eder Garcia in the midfield as he's dropping deep to collect the ball. It gets intercepted, and then boom, a beautiful pass in behind Kubarsi, and they get their first goal from Datsun, who's only 17 years old already. Cool for him. He has a story to tell later in the future. He can tell his grandkids one day that he scored against Barcelona. Good for you, buddy. They get the first goal, and from there, man, it was just a problem for Barcelona to try and attempt anything. Honestly, that first half, we barely created anything, and any chance we did get, we didn't take advantage of it. The only clear opportunity we really got from that first half was this one little mistake that one of the defenders made from Copenhagen. They tried to attempt a pass back to the goalkeeper. Lewandowski intercepts it, and I don't know how he missed that one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he missed it. Those are the opportunities Lewandowski should be taking every single day of the week, and he completely fluffed it. And Eder Garcia's shot that he took from outside the box, which was a beautiful shot from him, but unfortunately it hits the crossbar and it goes out. So, but yeah, besides that, nothing else. Barcelona didn't create anywhere near enough. Again, the only one really attempting anything was Lamine Yamal. He was the only one attacking Copenhagen, trying to get something for us in the game, but everyone else non-existent. Firmino was poor in that first half. Rafinha, not good enough. Dani Olmo was he looked more involved defensively more than attacking wise. Lewandowski, we already know he's not going to do much for you unless you feed him the ball. Again, he had that one opportunity he realistically should have scored, but not good enough. Jules Koundé, shaky in the defense. Kubarsi, I thought was very solid. Gerard Martin, he did all right. And then Alejandro Balde, he attempted going forward, but not much really. And then the second half, all right, I was very frustrated with the first half and how it went. It was very poor from Barcelona, but again, like I said, for these last couple of games, first half we've been bad, but then second half we turn up. So I was going with some optimism that all right, second half we're gonna turn up, especially considering how at that point in the game, how at halftime, how the other games were going, where Napoli and during halftime were beating Chelsea, Newcastle were tied with PSG, so results were going our way. So I'm sure the players, like I saw in their post interviews, they were saying, nah, we didn't see any of the table, we didn't look at our phones, but I highly doubt that. I'm sure some of them looked at the table and looked like, all right, guys, it's all literally in our hands right now. It's all in our hands. All we have to do is win. I'm 100% certain they were looking at the table and saw that, all right, it's all on us now. We have to get this dub because Chelsea at that point were losing, so they were below us. Newcastle were tied, so they were below us, but we were below them at that point because we were losing. So all we had to do was just win, and we'll be in the top 8. Real Madrid were losing as well, so everything was going our way. We had to wake up. And I'm sure they looked at it halfway and at halftime and then like, all right, we got to turn up. And the biggest change that I think was the game changer for Barcelona in the second half was obviously Marc Bernal coming to the game. I was kind of shocked that he came in for Eder Garcia. I thought Eder Garcia, if anyone was going to get subbed out, it was going to be Gerard Martin, and then Eder Garcia will go back to a center back, but he decided to go for Eder Garcia to be subbed out in halftime. And again, what a change it was, because I thought Bernal allowed us to have more stability in the midfield, more control in the game, and allowed Dani Olmo to get into better positions to advance us forward. Again, Fermin, I don't think he was much involved in the midfield today. I thought he was actually probably his worst performance he's had. Honestly, I thought he was poor throughout the whole game. Didn't really do much. He had like one chance on him. That's pretty much it. But I thought Dani Olmo and Bernal really were the game changers in that second half, in the midfield at least. But Bernal mostly to bring a lot more balance in the midfield for Barcelona and a lot more control, because that first half, the amount of times we lost the ball in the midfield, the amount of times we couldn't progress the ball at all because no one is existing in the midfield. Especially Copenhagen attacked us a couple times, got through us a couple times in that first half because we had no one in the midfield. We were basically losing the ball all the times where Copenhagen were hitting us in counterattacks. And of course, with the high line, if the players in front of you and players in front of the defenders aren't doing their job, then you're going to get hit consistently. And it's going to cause problems like we got hit in the first half with the first goal, right? So Bernal definitely was a game changer for us. He allowed us more balance, and then we got boom, the second goal. We got the first goal, and then we got the second goal, and then we got the third goal, fourth, and then boom, we won the game. The first goal came from a beautiful pass from Dani Olmo to Lamine Yamal, and Lamine Yamal just sweaties it for Lewandowski, just a little tap in for Lewandowski to get the first goal back into the game for Barcelona very early into the second half. The second goal for Rafinha from a penalty, which I know a lot of people are gonna call it a controversial penalty, and I would agree honestly, because I thought Lewandowski went down way too easily, and I thought he kicked the defender rather than the defender hitting him. Honestly, in my opinion, I probably wouldn't have given it as a penalty, but I'll take it. We needed that goal difference, and the referee gave us a penalty. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll take it. And Rafinha steps up, takes it, slots it in, 2-0 for Barcelona. And then the third goal, literally a replica of the goal that Lamine scored last year against Atletico Madrid at the Metropolitano. If you guys remember, when we were tied 2-2 and Lamine scores a golazo, deflection golazo, honestly, and it lands in the bottom left corner. Literally a replica of that goal where Lamine takes a shot, it deflects off one of the Copenhagen players, and boom, it goes in, and Barcelona 3-1 up. And then the fourth goal, after what feels like years, I genuinely, please let me know in the comments, when was the last time we scored a free kick? Because I genuinely do not remember. I remember in the stream, I was like, Rafinha, get out the way. Give this to Marcus Rashford. Because if anyone knows how to take a free kick, or at least does better in free kicks than most of the other team who's shown that they can't take free kicks, is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford steps up, and he bangs it in. Bangs it in, bro. What a beautiful feeling it is when finally we score a free kick. Because you know how many times we've been wasteful free kicks? I don't even want to talk about it, but it's been very frustrating. But and set pieces overall, because even with corners today, the amount of corners we got, and it's so wasteful as well. Yeah, we need to improve in set pieces. We need to improve in defending set pieces as well, because that second goal that Copenhagen had, even though it was counted offside or as an infraction or no offside from one of the defenders, because one of their defenders was offside and they impeded us from defending the ball going in. As much as it was counted out, it's still a matter of like what was that? That was terrible defending. I would blame John Garcia as well on that, because if you're gonna come out like that for the ball, for a cross, you have to get it. You can't miss it like that. He missed it, and then boom, gets it back post. A little bit of luck on their end, but in the end, it didn't count as a goal. So all right, but it's a matter of we need to do better in defending and attacking on set pieces, because we're just not good enough at that point. But yeah, overall, Barcelona in the end get the win, get a massive win of what was needed. Again, during my stream, I was just looking at all the games. I mostly at the main games of Newcastle, PSG, Madrid, watching Madrid as well, seeing what was happening, and everything was going in our favor. Everything was going in our favor, and in the end, Barcelona get a massive win to finish in the top 8. Going over the individuals really quickly, Joan Garcia, he got scored on, again, for the second goal that didn't count for them. Was poor in that, but besides that, for the most part, didn't have to worry much. Here and there, made some saves. Jules Koundé, first half, I thought he was mid. Second half, I thought he improved a lot more. But pretty mid-ish game from Jules Koundé. Paco Barcia, I thought was excellent today, man. This guy, 2 games in a row now against Real Oviedo, and today he's done a way better. He's looked way more impressive than what he's been looking like throughout the season. So I like Barcia's performance today. Gerard Martin, here and there, I thought he was a pretty all right performance from him. I said first half he was a little bit shaky. Second half I thought he improved, made some good tackles. Not bad from him. Alejandro Balde, he's looking like he's getting more confidence trying to attack and push forward. Again, in the final third, he still definitely needs to improve, but I'm liking the attitude and I'm liking the attempts that he's trying to at least push us forward, be a threat on the left-hand side. So not bad from Alejandro Balde. Eddie Garcia, not as good as performance in the midfield position. Again, playing that lone pivot, it's just not his role. It's just nothing for him. Like if Eddie Garcia is going to play in the defensive role mid, he needs Frankie or Pedri alongside him, mostly Pedri. So not his best performance, and we saw why he had to get hooked in the second half. Dani Olmo, I thought it was the best out of the lot in the midfield after Bernat came in, especially in the second half. He improved a lot more, was a lot more controlling the ball, was a lot more confident trying to push us forward. And again, Bernat coming in was definitely way helpful for him because he improved a lot, especially to create chances for us as well, especially for that first pre-assist for the first goal. It was beautiful. But yeah, Dani Olmo improved throughout the game, and I thought he was pretty good today. Fermin, he gets an assist, but I wasn't too impressed with his performance, honestly. I wasn't too impressed. And when he came off, when he got substituted, he looked pretty upset. So I'm thinking himself, he understands that he didn't have the best of performances. So not the greatest performance from Fermin. Rafinha gets his goal. Obviously, what we get from Rafinha's attitude, we get the captain in the game. You know, we get someone who's going to be solid for us. I wouldn't say his best performance, but hey, he got a goal. He contributed to the game. Lewandowski, again, what you expect from Lewandowski? We're not going to get much from him unless we feed him, unless we give him some goals. And we know he scored the easiest goals at times because the first half, he really should have scored that goal. But all right performance from Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal, man. Lamine Yamal, bro. In my preview, I said these are the players that they know they have to step up, and Lamine stepped up today, bro. What a performance from him. He was the one creating the problems. He was the one creating the danger. Any type of hope we had in that game was because of Lamine Yamal, bro. Just give him the ball. He'll do magic for you. Lamine Yamal gets the man of the match at the end of the game. Fully deserved. Fully deserved. And from the substitute that came in from Marc Benal, Ronald Araujo, Rashford, and Casado. Casado, I don't know, bro. I don't know what it is with him. I'm just so confused with Casado, man. I don't hate the guy, but he's just been looking so off it, man. I can't have confidence in him anymore. Ferran came in towards the last minutes. Really didn't do much. He was just out there to put some pressure on Copenhagen's defense. Rashford came on, get the goal. Pretty solid when he came on, really. Ronald Araujo comes into the fence. Solid at times as well. Getting those minutes in that... I mean, it's about time. He got to get some minutes in. And Marc Bernal, excellent, bro. Excellent. Literally excellent. Like, again, those that watched my Pedri video, when he got injured, I said, bro, we're going to trust someone, it has to be Bernal. And I'm hoping that Hansi Flick realizes that we have to get more confidence in the kid. We have to give him more confidence, get his momentum up in the games so he can improve and get better. Hansi Flick said in his post-match interview that Bernal, we know the talent that he is. We know that he's an excellent footballer. Physically, he needs to improve. All right. So let him play. Let him play. You're only going to improve physically in games once you start playing more. So I think you should play more. We'll see in the future. And yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to this episode. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona finished in the top 8. That's exactly what we needed. Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, Tottenham, 14th in the Premier League and fourth in the Champions League table. What does that say? Barcelona 5th, Chelsea 6th, Sporting 7th, and Man City in 8th place. And of course, when it comes to the rest of the lot, these are all the guys that would have to play at Champions League playoffs. And look, it's a stacked playoffs matches. Real Madrid, Inter, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid. Don't think I forgot about you bums. Don't think I forgot about you bums, bro. I've been saying it for a hot minute now. Simeone is watch. Atletico are not going to do scheiße with Simeone. People were like, no, but he brought success to them in the past. Ooh, I don't care. It's about the present. Simeone is washed. Atletico will do nothing with Diego Simeone at the helm. That's all I'm saying. Embarrassing loss for Atletico Madrid. Don't think I ever forget about you guys. Never. But yeah, and then the rest in the bottom right here. But yeah, guys, what a Champions League day has been. Real Madrid, man, embarrassing, bro. Embarrassing. Bro, I will never forget. And 2 red cards as well. Rodrigo and Raul Asensio, reincarnation of Sergio Ramos. Man, I'll never forget, guys. I'll never forget. These Madridistas were talking scheiße. They were talking scheiße on us, saying, oh, look, we're top 8. You guys are not. I'm below a free-flowing football. Oh, vibes. Oh. Just come to the reality that you guys are finished. Your season is done. Finito. Let's see you guys get in the round of 16 because I will be hate watching. I will considering before we end the video, considering how the Champions League campaign went last year. I'm assuming because when we look at last year's, Barcelona finished Atalanta finished in 9th, and they went up against Club Brugge in the next round. Sporting and let's look at the knockouts. So right here, Sporting. Where is Sporting? Okay. No, playoffs right here. PSG went against Brest. And PSG finished in 15th, and they went against Brest, like right here. And then Benfica went against Monaco, if I'm not mistaken. Benfica went up against Monaco. Benfica. Where the hell? What? No, we're the playoffs. Which one are the playoffs? Right here. Benfica went up against Monaco. Club Brugge went against Atalanta. Borussia Dortmund went against Sporting. But who finished in 10th? Who finished in 8th? 9th finished Atalanta, right? Atalanta then went up against Club Brugge, right? Unless I'm tweaking right now. Yeah, Atalanta went against Club Brugge. So I'm guessing that's how it's going to go then, right? So I guess we pretty much know who's going to play who. So I'm guessing Real Madrid are going to go up against Benfica again. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how that's going to work. I don't know if they're going to do a draw. I'm guessing that's how it works. And then Inter would go up against Bodo Glimt. PSG would go against Karabag. Newcastle against Monaco. Galatasaray against Juventus. Atletico Madrid versus Club Brugge. Olympiacos versus Atalanta. And then Leverkusen versus Dortmund. I'm assuming that's how it goes. If not, let me know in the comments. I'm not sure. But in the end, guys, Barcelona get a massive win. Lamine Yamal clearly gets man of the match, which I fully agree on. But the most important thing is that we get top 8. We don't have to worry about no playoffs. We don't have to worry about 2 extra games. Less tired legs for Barcelona. That's exactly what we wanted. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments how you felt about today. What were your sensations going into the game? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Were you expecting Barcelona to finish in the top 8? Be honest. If you didn't, let me know why. If you did feel like we were, beautiful. You know ball. You know ball. But in the end, we did finish top 8. That's a glorious for us. Glorious for us. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the video. Let me know what you guys thought about the game weeks today. And make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time you upload. Share your friends that love football. VISCA, BARCA, all the time. I love you all. Much love. Take care. Peace.